It's just a beautiful venue, really intimate, excellent beer and excellent food, and really incredible music.
I absolutely love their quirky and intimate vibe.
The musicians love the place, and so the audience love it as well.
So we're Indian music.
Yeah. Everyone thinks we're a couple. I don't know why.
We've been best friends since school, so we'd always talk about how amazing it would be to have a venue, the kind of venue that we'd like to hang out.
Yeah.
The kind of place where we'd like to go to listen to music.
Well, it reminds me a bit of playing at the Bluebird in Nashville. There's not much separation between the audience and the person who's singing, which is a really cool thing for the performer as well as the audience, I think. And it sounds really good too.
We have a bit of a philosophy here that I've tried to create. My favourite moments of Green Note are when you forget that there's anything between you and the musicians, and when you kind of break down that barrier between the performer and the audience. Something really magical can happen in the room, and that's where we get our atmosphere from. It's a real pleasure to see a lot of the musicians come through here go on to bigger and better things. Sometimes they get a little bit too big to come back to our little tiny room that we love so much, but quite often they come back anyway and just don't tell that many people about it. It's a great feeling to feel like you've been a part of that journey to that kind of success.
There are plenty of things about the Green Note that make it exceptionally special as a venue, and not least the two women, Amy and Risa, that run it. Everything that they do seems to be done very gracefully and very effortlessly. You know, all the way from DIY to the big decisions, they're doing it all themselves.
We wanted to create a scene, bring a community to us, and there is a scene out there. I think we've tapped into it, but also created it as well.
This is not a business you do for the business side of it.
You've got to do it for the love of it.
For the love of it.
You just feel amazing vibrations. You just feel great when you're here. It's actually very, very rare, I find, in London to be at a place with so much heart.
Good evening and welcome. It is Friday the 14th of May, the 109th episode of Virtually Green Note and the last episode in the series. My name is Emma and I'll be your host this evening. Thank you very much for joining us wherever in the world that you are, and please do let us know in the comments box where you're tuning in from, because we love to see that here at Green Note, so do the artists. We're delighted to have you because we have got a brilliant lineup for you this evening, curated by True North Music. First up, we have a singer-songwriter, fiddle player, multi-instrumentalist and skilled composer from New Zealand, Christchurch, New Zealand in fact, who spent much of his childhood touring in a house bus with his family band before moving to Nashville, where he's the leader of his own string band and official showcase artist at the International Bluegrass Music Association's major festival and conference in 2019. He's been busy performing regular live stream gigs in a duo with his wife, acclaimed folk Americana artist Rachel Bayman, during lockdown, as well as being an in-demand fiddle tutor, and has been working on his second album, a collection of fiddle and banjo duets. Accompanying him tonight is Frank Evans, member of multi-award-winning Canadian bluegrass band The Slocan Ramblers, winning Traditional Album of the Year at the 2019 Canadian Folk Music Awards and the International Bluegrass Music Association's Band Momentum Award in 2020. Broadcasting from Nashville, please welcome George Jackson.
Thank you so much, Emma. Well, we're just going to take it away here with a little fiddle tune that I wrote that kind of got a little popular over the last few years. This one's called Dorigo.
I very much look forward to seeing that in just a little moment. Before I'm going to introduce the other two, and then you will be the first one that will be kicking us off with that brilliant sounding track. So hang fire. Next up, we have got a singer-songwriter, clawhammer, banjo player, composer and collaborator from Gloucestershire, a rising star of the UK and international folk scene. As a solo artist, she's launched the Wayside Tales project in 2018 and has performed with multiple projects over the last 7 years, including global folk collective Mishra with Ford Collier, recently working on a collaboration with harpist Manon McCoy, and completing a 2020 fellowship with International Music Exchange Programme Making Tracks. Undefeated by lockdown, she was also awarded awarded a grant from the English Folk Dance and Song Society to explore musical collaborations with Mozambique artist Machume Zango, and at the end of the year she announced she would be joining popular female folk band The Magpies. She's just been rehearsing and recording their second album with her Mishra bandmates, broadcasting from Sheffield. Please welcome Kate Griffin.
Hello.
Hello. How are you this evening?
Excellent. Ford will be joining me shortly. he's
Marvellous stuff. We look forward to it. And last but not least, we have an award-winning even singer-songwriter, clawhammer, banjoist and guitarist from Missouri, who was raised in a family full of singers and dancers before moving to North Carolina to become a well-respected member of the music scene there. He was a guest star on the 2016 Transatlantic Sessions live tour and tours internationally with projects including award-winning Newberry and Virch and his duo with mandolin legend Mike Compton. He was a regular guest artist on the radio live show A Prairie Home Companion and has long been an in-demand tutor at numerous camps and festivals including American Banjo Camp and the Augusta Heritage Center, as well as being a board member of the International Bluegrass Music Association. Broadcasting from Raleigh, North Carolina, please welcome Joe Newberry.
Hey, hey everybody.
It's
Hi.
Joe.
Thank you so much I'm well. Thank you for having me. And I look on the screen, and there are two of my favorite banjo players right there. And George, Frank doesn't have an earbud in, so tell him he's one of my favorites.
But I will pass that on. Joe says that you're one of his favorite banjo players.
Oh,
absolutely.
Yeah, well, I'm honored. Wow.
Yes, sir.
Well, that's a lovely coincidence.
Yeah.
So, regulars, you know the next bit, but for anybody new that's joining us this evening, Virtually Green Note takes the form of a writer's round. So what that means is that each artist is going to take it in turns to perform a song, and then in between songs, hopefully we're going to hear a little bit more about the ideas and inspiration behind their songs, and then they're going to hand over to the next artist. So tonight we're going to start with George, followed by Kate, and then Joe. So we're going to do 2 rounds of that, and then we're going to take a little break, and then we're going to do another couple of rounds, kicking off with a cover version of the artist's choice after the interval. Right, so kicking us off for the evening, we have George Jackson and Frank Evans. Take it away, guys.
Well, thank you. I jumped the gun a little bit there before, but we're just going to kick in here with this tune that I wrote. I wrote this a little while ago, and it's named after a little place in northern New South Wales in Australia, where I lived in Australia for a little while there, and I wrote this tune for this great festival that happens in Dorrigo every October, although sadly not last year. And so this goes out to Dorrigo Folk and Bluegrass Festival always. The tune got quite popular on the internet, and a lot of people were kind of covering it on Instagram there for a little while. So we'll start off with this one here. It's called Dorrigo. Take it away, Frank.
Very nice.
Well, enjoyed that.
That was lovely. Oh man.
Oh, thank you.
This is cool, actually. That you're
Well,
so far away, but I can enjoy your music.
Yeah, it's really fun. Yeah, I'm looking forward to hearing what you've got next for us, Kate. You're
Yeah,
gonna sing a solo song.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, just little old me now. Okay, yeah, no, I'm going to start off on my own. Ford will come later. I'm going to sing a song that I actually got out of an excellent book that is propping up my gear. Alan Lomax's American folk songs. But it was a really major tune in 3. And I was like, no, let's make this a fun modal 4 groovy tune. It's called I Never Will Marry. And yeah, I did it with the Magpies recently as a single. But yeah, I Never Will Marry. One morning I rambled by the shore. The tempest did sing and roar. The cry of the wind and the waters was drowned by a sorrowful sound. The song it sang of love. When I asked what troubled me, she said love had drowned in the sea. I never will marry, no be no man's wife. I intend to live single all the days of my life. Sister, dear sister, do not weep. Your love did not die in the sea. It's here in our hearts and yours to share. Take my hand and sing free. I never will marry, no be no man's wife. I intend to live single all the days of my life. I never will marry, no be no man's wife. I intend to live single all the days of my life.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Awesome.
Kate, I have to tell you, you have one of the most beautiful right hands I've ever seen. It's just.
Sorry, I thought you meant what it looked like. I was like,
No, well, I mean, no, it's a lovely hand. You could probably be a hand model, but I mean, just in terms of your approach to the banjo, and it's a great integration between your right hand and your left hand. Works so well together. It just knocks my hat in the creek. You know, and you got to know this. I will shoot the breeze about lots of stuff. Music never. I mean, really and truly, that was lovely.
oh, thank you so much. Well,
Yes,
Yeah, that was
ma'am.
beautiful.
you're one hell of a banjo player yourself.
Oh, stop! Cut it out! Stop! Cut it out!
We've got Hartford the dog here.
Oh my gosh! Now my life
coming
has
in
just
to
got
join
better.
us. So
That's the best part of the day right there.
she's looking
That
forward to
really
hearing
is.
what you got next, Joe.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I've been writing with some of my friends over the last couple of years, and especially during the pandemic. And before the pandemic started, I retired my old 1949 J45 from the road. I just didn't want to take it everywhere I needed to go, and so I ordered a new old guitar from the pre-war guitar company folks, and when
those are awesome.
They're great guitars, but the thing about an old guitar is that for one, you give anybody an old guitar and they do this. I mean, because they smell so damn good. And then the guitars take on, instruments, not just guitars, take on the marks of your hands or your belt, or, you know. And so I started thinking to write a song with my friend Tim Stafford about my old guitar and how on the back, the divots from the old screw capos, the divots on the back of the neck, and the belt scratches, and the paper thin top. And so we wrote this song. It's called The Marks. I sat there a while, didn't want to go in, but I finally opened the door of my car. I went in the church, and there on a stand was my grandfather's old guitar. The smell of the wood filled the room like so many times before. It was like he was saying, I'm not really gone, but boy, I can't play this box anymore. That guitar smelled like whiskey and tears, dust from dances and cigarette ashes, Old Spice and gin with herringbone trim. Mostly it smelled like him. I took it home, held it up to the light, and I saw things I'd never noticed before. I turned it over, I saw the marks of every belt he ever wore. The neck with its divots like valleys and hills, old frets worn from play. The finish was cracked, grain saw daylight, close as the Last Judgment Day. The outside looked like cradle to grave, with dust from dances and cigarette ashes, a top paper thin with spidery skin, so mostly it looked like him. All the marks, the proud battle scars of endless nights and nameless bars, he left his mark on country boys and old guitars. So now when I play it, I hear whiskey and tears, dust from dances and cigarette ashes, a long time to spend with a song that won't end, and most times I sound like him. I try my best to sound like him. There you go. There you go.
Lovely. Oh, man.
Cool. Thank you. Now, George seems to have lost a bunch of weight during the there he is. I thought he's so thin I couldn't see him at all.
He's an expert at hiding. We had a little dog exchange that we had to sort of take care of, but it seems like it's all taken care of.
That's the thing about the pandemic is we do what we have to do. I was going to say that everybody's looking pretty good for being sort of home for the last 15 months. Y'all are looking good.
Have you not seen how long this hair is?
Look, I was going to say beautiful pandemic hair. Yeah.
Lush, you might say.
It is lush. Well, I have to live vicariously through you, as you know. So, but it looks great, George. What do you have next for us?
Well, I just had to go feed the dog because, of course, this is one of the beauty of live streaming. Is that when you really come into someone's space, you get everything that's going on, and of course, my dog, who's just making another appearance here, Hartford. She's just kind of she's a very opinionated dog, you see, and she likes to she will tell me when she wants to eat, when she wants to drink, when she wants to go outside. And really, if I'm live streaming or anything, there's nothing much I can do about it. She's just kind of like, this is what's happening. So had to get up and give her a little feed there. But anyway, hopefully she'll be happy now for a little second. But we're going to play another couple of little tunes that I wrote. I did have something to say about the marks on your guitar too, Joe, because
yes, sir.
With the pre-war guitar company, we just got a pre-war guitar in our house too. My wife got one, and of course you can get them pre-marked as well.
You can get them pre-marked, yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I don't. Although
well,
the song that would come out of that would probably not be a terribly great one. Would it be like
This one started out
cherry. On my guitar, and that was it.
This one started out cherry, and then I've been doing Carter scratch guitar, literally. A lot. I've been playing so much Carter scratch that it's the wear pattern that is on the old guitar, so it makes me feel good that there's some continuity here.
Gorgeous. So, yeah. Well, we're going to play a couple of new little tunes. We'll do a little medley. I have recently just finished a new album that I'm going to put out in October, and the album is just all banjo and fiddle duets, and I did a couple of tunes there with Frank. And also 6 other banjo players are on the album that I had the pleasure of working with in various interesting ways last year during the pandemic. So, but I'm really excited to put that out, and we're going to play a couple of tunes that is going to be on that album. The first one is called Turtle Rock, and I recorded that with a fantastic young banjo player who lives here in Nashville named Uma Peters. And she's only 13 years old, so it was really fun to get to work with her, and she played gourd banjo on that track, and it was just beautiful. And then we're going to go into a little tune after that I wrote for my neighbor across the road, and he's been, just working this whole pandemic, because his bosses just send him into work every day. He works as an elevator installer, and there's not much you can do when your bosses are like, you got to go to work. So, but he's a really great neighbor to us, and he's got all the tools, so we're always sorted if we need to do any sort of house project. So I wrote this tune for him because he's a lovely guy, and so sending this one out, that one's called Neighbor Mike. So we've got Turtle Rock and then Neighbor Mike. Okay. One, two, three, four.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. Nice.
Alrighty, well, Ford. We've got Ford.
Oh, hello.
Ford is
Hello.
Hey, Ford.
Ford in his little percussion nest.
Yeah. I'm down here.
Do you want to say a little bit about what you're playing, Ford? Some people might
Yeah,
not
I
have
can
seen.
do. Yeah, I have this here. Our sound man Ali described it as the orange blob, I think, in the sound. But it is a calabash. It's a gourd drum.
My mum did try and grow some gourds because I wanted to make a gourd banjo and also give Ford a gourd to hit. So she tried to grow some in Gloucestershire, and it just swamped her vegetable patch and never gave us any fruits.
Yeah.
Didn't go very well.
A cautionary tale for you there.
Yeah.
This is Ibo, which is basically a big pot, but it makes a fun sound. And then
Super
I've got
cool.
a tabla here, so I've got a few things going on. But yeah, I want to say that was really great, George and Frank.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
The rhythm and the accents and dynamics.
He was playing
and what you
along.
do. I was actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you.
I love
It's
hearing
always
the
really
I
fun
love
playing
hearing the
with Frank.
tabla.
Likewise. Likewise.
I love.
I can't hear what you're saying, but it sounds good.
I had a really silly moment in that tune when you guys were just playing because I've got the stream up on my laptop here to look at the comments.
Oh, yeah.
And you know, just in that tune, Frank, when you went like up high, I was like listening to it in here, and I looked over there, and because of the delay, you were like playing down the neck, and I was like, "Wow, how is he doing that? I need to
Magic.
know."
That's magic.
And then I just realised I was being
He
very
is a
silly.
magic player, though.
Yeah, yes, he is.
But yeah,
I call him Spider Fingers. He doesn't know that. Now he does.
I like that. Cool. Well, should we play a tune?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, all right. Well, we're going to play a tune. You know, tunes just sort of fall out in all sorts of different ways. This one fell out in a... Sometimes I think about, I want to write in a silly time signature. We do that a lot, don't we, Ford? Ford writes me a tune for my birthday each, and it's got as many beats in the bar as how old I am, if that makes sense, which is quite fun. But sometimes I do that, but this one fell out in a bit of a weird way. It's in 12 and 13, but it didn't mean to be. It kind of came out. I thought it was a normal tune, but Ford pointed out that it wasn't. And it's called Reclaim. Because I don't know about you guys, but like our instruments have been sort of, we've had a bit of a weird relationship with our instruments over lockdown. Like I've wanted to play so much, and I've wanted to be like creating, but it's just been really hard without like the motivation.
Yeah, I totally feel you.
Yeah, so it feels like now everything's sort of coming alive, and we were doing our album, and it kind of felt like we were sort of taking back that sort of power we had with our instruments. So yeah, that's going to be our album. It's going to be called Reclaim as well. Like this idea that sort of, and we love nature and stuff, that if you leave things long enough sort of untouched, things will just grow, and they seem to have grown. Like our album just grew.
Cool.
So yeah, this is called Reclaim.
Cool.
Oh, hang on. Let me take them off as well.
Ready?
Yeah.
Wow,
man, oh man. Boy, I love the tabla with the banjo.
I love
Man,
the
does it sound great.
thing. It's really cool. Yeah.
Thanks. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. Wow. Oh man.
There's a great
Two-
album of banjo and tabla, by the way, with Bella Fleck
Oh, wow.
and Zakir Hussein.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Tabla rasa.
Good. Yeah.
Is that the player that Bela said that he could only understand about a tenth of what he was playing?
Yeah.
Which is, but that's something. If Bela's having a little trouble on it, but wow, oh, it's a beautiful sound together.
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
It's really interesting, like, because obviously Ford has studied tabla, and I did a tiny bit of tabla and Indian rhythms and stuff. But it's really interesting on clawhammer because like you're so, I'm so aware of what's on and off the beat, like whether it's on my thumb or my finger, like. It makes me think really precisely, and it's really, I don't know, I find it really comforting to always know whether I'm on or off the beat and working that out. So it kind of translates quite well, I think, to clawhammer.
Cool.
I don't know if many other people have tried that, but there we go.
Yeah.
But yeah.
It's beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
What you got next then, Joe? What are you playing for us?
When I was putting together the little program, I thought, I hate doing a cover version of my own song, and Mandolin Orange, which now goes by Watch House, they did a cover and recorded my song Missouri Borderland, and I thought, damn, they do such a great job. I'm gonna change it around and make it old and a cappella. So I'll do that for you.
Awesome.
It's my grandfather was a cowboy in one of the last cattle drives from Texas to Kansas, and they ran into trouble. It wasn't this kind of trouble, but it was a situation where bad things happen even with the best of good intentions. And so this is called Missouri Borderland, and I'll give it a try. I'm far away from home, with neither family nor friends. I never meant to stay so long in the Missouri borderland. 3 years ago I held a job. I saw the world from my pony sway, riding drag on a dusty mob. I knew I'd worked when I drew my pay. Times got hard, Lord, times got mean, and I fell in with desperate men. And one night the worst of them laid out what was an awful plan. I did not like such wicked talk of murder and bold robbery. I told those men that I would walk, but they all aimed their guns at me. Their prisoner I did help rob a bank, and much gold we did attain. They shot a boy just for the sport. I stood and watched his young life wane. Such dreadful sounds I've never heard. His mother's wailing filled the room. She looked at me, she spat these words: "The devil take you to your doom." I turned to face that murderous crew. I shot them dead, I killed all four, and the only thing I rue, I did not think of that before. The posse found me outside the town, while I was kneeling there to pray. From a gallows high I will lay down into a dark Missouri grave. Oh, hide the rope stains around my neck. When my mother sees me dead, please don't let my brothers take the fateful path I chose to tread. I'm far away from home, with neither family nor friends. I never meant to stay so long in the Missouri borderland, and now I'll spend eternity in the Missouri borderland.
Oh yeah, brilliant.
Thank you. I've heard the banjo start ringing sympathetically and the guitar, so I went like that. It's like, no.
But you wanted to join in and get involved.
Hey, yeah, that's right. Hey, Emma.
Hello. Hi, I'm back because just to let you know that we've reached the interval. That was a terrific first half. Thanks very much. Really gorgeous. So we're going to leave you guys to just have a little break so you can go grab a drink or anything else that you need. And then you'll have 5 minutes before you need to come back to us. So we will see you in a little bit. Ciao for now.
Alrighty. Thanks.
Viewers, I'm going to hand you over now to our lovely Imi and Risa, who are broadcasting live from the actual Green Note tonight. Woohoo! They're the founders and owners of Green Note, who book all the musicians and do all the brilliant programming here at Green Note, although obviously tonight is curated by True North. So they're going to give us all the latest updates and news about Green Note opening, etc., etc. Please welcome Imi and Risa. Hey, ladies.
We're actually together tonight.
I know, it's so nice to see you there at the actual Green Note.
At the venue.
Yeah.
You can't see much of it, but you can.
It's atmospheric lighting. So.
Yeah. It's nice to be here.
Yeah, I can imagine.
It's very empty though. We're missing the music.
Lots of empty chairs.
The stage is just full of junk.
It is actually
at the moment. Yeah.
But yeah,
we will bring it back to life soon. That's part of our,
exactly.
That's
25th of June. This is very
25th
exciting.
of June is the date we officially reopen,
It is.
and we'll be reopening with a special gig with Rob Heron and the Teapad Orchestra. So that's a really nice way to kick off the new chapter.
Yeah, and we're gonna be live streaming that one too. So if you don't manage to get a live ticket, definitely get a stream ticket because that'll be a fun night.
And they're on sale already? The streaming tickets,
Yeah,
they are,
through
aren't
our
they?
website,
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. I look forward to that.
Yeah.
Right, well, I'll leave you to do your updates together, and I'll see you in a wee bit.
Cool. Yeah, so
Final episode.
It's crazy.
Right?
Yeah,
It is 109 episodes, 110 if you count our Christmas episodes. So so twice a week for the whole of this year. So we've been really, it's been a way of life, really.
It has.
It's like not much else has happened. So this has really been the highlight of our weeks.
It has.
And nice to know it's been sort of a highlight for some of you also.
Yeah, we've had some really, really lovely emails and messages from you. So thank you so much. It's really nice to know that you've been out there, and also in the comments. So it's when people say where they're from and what's just that they're enjoying the shows. It's always nice to know that there's
your donations and support in general.
Exactly. Yeah, so this is our last one. We've been here since last April, twice a week. But it's our last one in this format for now, but you never know. We may bring it back in some other format, we don't know. But for now, I can't say my usual bit, which is that we're here every Wednesday and Friday, because we won't be. But we do have another show actually in a couple of weeks, which is on a Friday night at the same time, 8 p.m, which we'll be streaming from Green Note. So
it's Friday
we'll
the 28th of May.
We'll tell you a bit more about that. But do join our social media. It's all going by below. If you've got your phone to hand, just do it now while you're thinking about it. It's an easier way to do it. And if you're not on our mailing list, please join that too. We only send 2 emails out a month, so we won't spam you, but it's a good way of staying in touch and just hearing what we've got coming on. And I'm just going to post it in the chat. Oh, there we go.
So there's a link where you can just sign up now if you're not on our mailing list already.
And this show is obviously live, but it's available for a week afterwards on our Facebook and YouTube channel. So if you want to spread the word, watch again, you can watch on. If you're used to watching these every Wednesday and Friday, just watch them. You can watch it again next Wednesday or Friday if you want. But yeah, please do spread the word. It's what's kept these shows going, is having such a great audience out there. So thank you for that. Oh, and just a note about our live shows from the venue, they will be better lit than this. This is an atmospheric green note lighting.
It was like when we first arrived, and now the...
No, but we have professional cameras and things. This is just a computer. I just didn't want you to think this will be the quality.
Yeah. Well, just also we should say a big thanks to Maria from True North Music, who has curated. This is... we've curated most of the bills throughout this year, most of them, but occasionally we've had a guest curator in, and last week was a special guest, and this week it's Maria who's doing her second show for us.
I think she's our only guest curator that we've invited back, just because we loved her last show so much.
And nothing against the
any
other
of the others, but we really loved the last show that she put together, and this was a really lovely special final show for us. So thank you, Maria. You've done it again.
We had a few from Round Table as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oops.
And also check out Maria's things. She does live shows, and I think she does some live streams and things. True North Music. It's good musical taste.
And we say this every week, but it's very important, and we're going to say it for the last time today on our final episode of Virtually Green Note of this particular series. Like Risa said, who knows what will happen? We have some ideas. We have some ideas, and you'll be hearing about them. Is that we run these shows, that we have kept them going throughout all this time, thanks to your generous and donations and your support in the form of donations. And again, for this final show, we would ask you to please, if you're able to, if you've enjoyed the show, please to make a donation via the PayPal link.
Yeah, which
you post it in the chat. Which you can find everywhere on Facebook and YouTube, and Risa's just posting it also in the comments. So it should be there now. And the recommended donation we usually say is £10 a show, but that's just a suggestion. It's anything you can manage is of course massively appreciated by us and by the artists alike. And the donations for each show are divided 4 ways. That's 1/4 to each of the acts playing this particular evening, and the last quarter goes towards the running costs of the show and paying the behind the scenes team and such like. But I was going to say keeping them going, but this is the last one. So your donations will go towards everyone who's been a part of this particular show.
Exactly.
So please do show your support for the artists who've not had the easiest of years, and I feel a bit sad.
I know.
but also excited, because obviously, it's a new era, new chapter for Green Note, and we're going to be focusing our attention on, planning for the real shows. Reopening, There's a lot to do.
Yeah, there is.
There's a lot to do.
So we've got a live stream. It's actually a hybrid show. We're going to have a limited live audience at Green Note, which I think we fit about 18 in. 2 weeks from today, Friday the 28th of May. Yeah. So our man in the field, who's it's a full band show. He's a brilliant, it's like alt Americana with, he was the winner of the Emerging Act of the Year at the Americana UK, and he's had Song of the Year nominations, and he's an absolutely brilliant artist. He's played Green Note many times over the years, solo, and now this is going to be, like you said, full band show, and he's great. Yeah. So if you like Americana and that kind of thing, definitely tune in. It's definitely worth seeing, and you'll get a good idea of how just support us in our first live stream, because we think it's going to be great. But I was going to say you'll get a good idea of. I think it will be. We're testing out our equipment. We've invested a lot in getting good cameras and
kitting out the venue with live streaming equipment. So this is our chance to test it out. And just so you know, this is a ticketed event. So unlike this series, which has just been, based on donations, voluntary donations, this one you do have to buy tickets, and they're on sale via the website.
Through our website, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I think that's it for today.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's not the end of Green Note. Just come back and find us in Camden Town in London if you're passing by. We'll be reopening the end of June, 25th of June.
And thank you to all of you for all your support this year. Big thanks to all our Razor Glass, Razor Herbal Tea.
It's so exciting. But we really couldn't have gotten through this year without all of you. So thank you.
Yeah.
All right. And our amazing team.
Oh yes, thank you to Ali, to Carl, Emma. I mean, there's been so many over the year that have been involved with this. Thank you to all of you. You know who you are.
Yeah, you do.
But Ali, Carl, and Emma in this particular episode.
Yep. All right. Well, should we get back to the music?
Yeah.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Well, thanks so much, guys. That was lovely.
Thanks, Emma.
I feel a bit tearful, actually.
Oh.
There we go.
No, it's the end of an era.
I know.
Well, it's the pause in an era. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
It's not a bad thing, sometimes change is good, and moving on to something new.
And also, I think that the idea of hybrid gigs just going forward is just such a nice idea, because, for people who might not be able to come to Green Note in person, they can still come and see the show, which is just a lovely thing, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let's bring back our lovely artist. Thanks very much, ladies, and we'll see you later.
Enjoy the rest of the show.
Yeah.
We will. Thank you. Bye. Okay, let's welcome back to the virtual stage Mr. George Jackson.
G'day.
Hi, George and Frank. How are you both?
Oh, good. And I will dutifully answer for Frank and say he is also good.
He looks good. He looks happy.
He's a happy guy.
And good. And please welcome back next to the virtual stage, Kate Griffin.
Woo!
Hello.
Hi, Kate and Ford. How are you both?
We're good.
Lovely to have you back.
Yeah.
Good. And last but not least, please welcome back Joe Newberry.
Howdy, howdy.
Howdy to you too, sir.
Here we are. Everybody talks about the musicians and how we've had a hard year. I've got to say, my hat is off to our friends at the Green Note. And if this whole year it's been a journey of discovery for everybody about how we're gonna do things going forward, because we can do nothing but we've got to go forward. But I think blending and hybrids, and I'm certainly going to use the lessons that I've learned this year to put in my shows going forward. And I wanted to ask George and Frank and Kate and Ford, how is the booking going for live shows? I told somebody that it was like playing darts. You want to get a bullseye, but then right now it's like taking a dartboard and swinging it from side to side.
That's a great analogy.
Yeah.
And how's it going? Are you getting some live shows lined up?
We are.
Well, just for us. Oh, sorry.
No,
Why
no,
don't you
you
go?
first.
Okay, me first. Okay, all right. I will go. I don't have much in the diary still until August. I have one music camp that I'm going to teach in July, and then come August I'm actually going to be touring with this great banjo and fiddle player and singer Jake Blunt and his little project. So,
well, I know that Emma's going to sort of quiz us about what we got coming up. I just wanted more in terms of how does it feel doing booking and making calls again.
Well, I haven't really been doing it, because I just haven't really known where to begin with it for myself, So I'm lucky that I'm going to be touring with this guy Jake, but luckily his team is kind of sorting it all out for him.
Gotcha.
But for me, I've kind of I've basically haven't felt like it's it's going to be time to do that just because I don't know what. I don't know what the circumstances will be, so it's been a little with a very, very careful creeping out for me. What about you, Kate?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, Ford, you do a lot of the booking for our band.
Yeah,
don't you?
yeah. All the balls are constantly in the air at the moment, but we're booking for autumn this year
and spring next year,
and things are happening.
Yeah.
And the lovely people at Green Note are having us on November the 1st.
Oh, lovely.
Fantastic.
Things seem pretty positive.
Yeah. Spring is in the air.
Yeah.
Literally and figuratively.
Literally and figuratively, that's right. Well, George, are you up? Or Emma,
George
do you need anything else?
Next. No,
Do you need anything else from
I
that?
was just waiting for an appropriate pause in the conversation to do my little bit there. But yeah, George, we're kicking off the second half of this show tonight with the covers round. So if you would take it away, gents.
For sure. Well, of course, I'm just a fiddle player, and I don't really do much singing aside from when I'm singing along with other people that I'm playing for. But so most of the time when you're playing fiddle tunes, they're all covers. But it's you kind of think of it a little differently than a songwriter and playing a cover song, because with a fiddle tune, there isn't really there's often not one kind of recording or artist that you're emulating, although sometimes there is. Anyway, it's a little different. But I'm going to play a little tune here that comes from a great Kentucky fiddle player named Buddy Thomas, not Benny Thomas. Yeah, I'm getting the Thomason.
Right, Benny Thomason. Yeah.
And Frank actually brought this one to the table when we were recording for my new album. He sort of said, "This is a cool tune. I'd love to play this one." And
no relation, because it's called Frankie.
Yeah. It is called Frankie, which is kind of aptly titled for the collaboration with Frank here. So we're going to play this one little Frankie. We're kind of going to burn it down a little bit and play a quick little version for you with the bluegrass banjo here and some fiddle. So, all right. You ready?
Yeah.
Lovely. Wow.
All right.
Beautiful.
That was about as many notes as we could fit in there in about 1 minute 40 seconds.
Well done.
I'm glad my mic
you.
wasn't on, because I was leant forward watching like this, just going, Would have been some nice
Appreciate the That's a bit of fun.
Man.
I suppose just before I hand it off, I would just like to give a special shout out to Maria at True North Music, because
Absolutely.
as I'm sure we all would, because
Definitely.
Maria's been just such a fantastic supporter of all the musicians that in our scene, both here in America and in the UK, and we really appreciate it, Maria, and you do an amazing job, and thank you so much for curating this show today and for having us along. So
Yeah, definitely.
Shout out to Maria.
Cheers, Maria.
We love her. We love her.
Oh, and to the green note, we were just saying we want a green note in Sheffield. There needs to be more.
Should be green notes everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes, bring a green note to Nashville too.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I would love to. I mean, I've actually never been to the Green Note in London, and I really am looking forward to the chance that I can get to come over. I was meant to come to the UK in 2020, of course, but and I think the Green Note was on the schedule potentially, but alas, we'll figure it out another time, and I'm really looking forward to checking out the Green Note. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, Kate.
Yeah.
Covers.
Covers. Yeah, we thought in lockdown last year we were locked down in Priddy in Somerset in rural the Mendips of southern England, and we spent a long time playing this song together because it was really fun. Because we love this album, we're going to do Under African Skies off of Graceland, and we love the album. We just thought, I've got nothing else to do. I've got no creative spirit to write anything, so let's just learn some songs. So yeah,
Ooh.
I'm going to play this. There's a beefy banjo that I'm going to tangle with. Alrighty.
Get a tangle with your banjo.
There we go, thanks. Alright. You ready?
Yeah.
One.
Joseph's face was black as night. The pale yellow moon shone in his eyes. His path was marked by the stars of the southern hemisphere, and he walked his days under African skies. This is the story of how he began to remember. This is the powerful pulse in a love in the veins. After the dream of falling and calling your name out, these are the roots of rhythm, and the roots of rhythm remain. In early memory, mission music was ringing round my nursery door. I'd take this child off from Tucson, Arizona, give her the wings to fly through harmony. She won't bother no more. This is the story of how we began to remember. This is the powerful pulse in a love in the veins. After the dream of falling and calling your name out, these are the roots of rhythm, and the roots of rhythm remain. Tamba, tamba, Joseph's face was black as night. The pale yellow moon shone in his eyes. His path was marked by the stars of the southern hemisphere, and he walked his days under African skies.
Wait, Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I could listen to the low drone just ring out for a long time. That's awesome.
I spend a lot of time in this tuning.
love that.
What tuning is that?
So I'm in like modal, but with an octave at the bottom.
Oh,
so with
nice.
a capo, I'm A, D, E. It's good fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah. Oh, that was good. That was fun.
Yeah.
It just
Love
makes
that.
me smile. Yeah.
Cool. So, are we going to hear from Joe?
I was thinking about I could do covers on the guitar. I could do. During lockdown, I've been in a really hardcore Paul Simon mode just because I just fell back in love with him. I could do that, but I started thinking, well, old time music and especially old time banjo, it's all covers, and so I wanted to stretch out and play a little bit of banjo, and I've been having a good time putting famous tunes in Last Chance Tuning. Last Chance Tuning for those. Let's see where there. It's FCD. If you have trouble if you're watching this and you play the banjo out, watching the live stream, if you have trouble remembering the tuning, just think of your friend Newberry's elementary school report card. It would be FCD, and there it is. This comes from the playing of Hobart Smith in Southwest Virginia. When I was a young man, you want to play fast. You want to just play fast. But when I tried to play fast, it was usually pretty clunky. And Hobart Smith was the first cat that I heard that I just thought, wow, he can play fast but clean, and not mess about too much. So I'll play a little bit of Last Chance.
Oh, I love this tune.
Yeah, it's a good old tune.
The headphones kind of like just held out in between us so that we could both hear it with it like cranked up as much. So
that's I bet it sounded kind of old, like through a 78. Just
it kind of felt like we were like listening to the next door neighbor's radio or something. Like
maybe I should have done a little sound effect while like.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah,
So do we? Shall we do one more? Do we do one more round? Did you have one more in you, George and Frank?
Yeah, we got one more. So I think we've got one more round here.
All right.
And well, we're gonna play one last little tune here from my new album that's coming out this year. It's been really fun to get the chance to work up a couple of these with Frank, and we're going to play a little radio show next week for Red Barn Radio, and get a bunch of these tunes out, which is kind of this is the first time really for some of these, so pretty fun. But we're gonna have a little play of this tune that I wrote. My in-laws, my wife's parents live up in Chicago. She grew up in Chicago, and we spent a little bit of time up there last year, cautiously, and I kind of hung out on the porch there because we weren't really going around anywhere. I was hanging out on the porch and just playing the fiddle and trying to write some tunes with this banjo project in mind, and this one kind of came out in some cross tuning, so I'm going to cross tuning here on the fiddle, which is actually, I've just got a 5-string fiddle, so I haven't done anything to the lowest fiddle string there, the C, but the rest of it is G, D, G, D. So I don't know if that was one of your report cards, C, G, D, G, D, but
G, D, G, D, yeah, it could happen. It could happen. On my report cards, it was always, Joe needs to learn self-control when it comes to talking.
Yeah. Well, you seem to have learnt that, Joe. So I don't know.
It's all. I'm doing my best, buddy. I'm doing my best.
Congratulations. Yeah. Well, we'll give this little tune a go. I basically had it in my iPhone for a while, just called Chicago Tune. Because you'll just sort of name something while you trying to think about something more poetic, maybe, for a fiddle tune. Sometimes it's not so obvious because obviously being an instrumental piece, there isn't a word or something that necessarily is associated with it. And I don't know, it just kind of stuck as Chicago Tune, and I was like, I think I'm going to change the name. I'm going to call it something else. But the CD's coming out, and it's called Chicago Tune. Yeah. Hartford is definitely trying to join in with us today. I'm going to try and. She's just. Hartford, the dog here, is mostly husky, so she likes to howl. So there may be a little singing that comes along. We'll see. 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's right. That's right.
Oh, that was fun.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, this is the best Friday night I've had in a while.
Yeah, I'm having a great
pretty
Friday
good.
afternoon over here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's something that the pandemic has taught us all. It's like when we say a time, it's like I say 3 Eastern. You know, we have to make sure that folks know, because I had somebody send me a message. So what time is your show tonight? It's like, no, my show is at 3.
Yeah, I think I posted up on my Instagram the other day. It was like 2 p.m. Central Time, and whatever time that is, wherever you are.
That's it. That's it.
It's about as good as I can do sometimes. It's like, it makes my head hurt to try and think about what time it is in Eastern, Mountain, Pacific, New Zealand, Australia.
Oh, Lord, yeah.
UK.
Oh, yeah, we're doing a stream for Maria, actually, soon, I think.
Yeah.
And
for the quarantine happy hour.
Yeah,
group.
but it would have
Oh,
involved
excellent.
us playing at 1 a.m. and in a small terraced house on a street in Sheffield. We didn't think that would go down well, so we're gonna stay up and join in the fun in the comments at 1 p.m. 1 a.m.
1
yeah,
a.m.
1 a.m.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun.
Oh, very
Sleepy
cool.
Kate in the comments. Oh yeah, that was wicked. I enjoyed that tune.
Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
I'm gonna tangle.
What have you got for us on this last round here, Kate?
Cool. Yeah, we're gonna end on a song that is on our new album that's coming out, and I wrote it over lockdown. I ended up writing really positive songs over the last year. I don't know if that was a coping mechanism or how that happened, but they all turned out kind of optimistic. This is sort of about not doing what you want to do and then doing it, basically. But said a bit more poetically than that, maybe. And it's called Burn, and Ford is going to play his whistle.
Indeed. Yeah, I've risen.
Yeah, you've got some legs.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, it's been absolutely great playing with you guys. It's been so fun.
Oh, likewise. It's been awesome to hear you guys. Yeah.
Real good fun.
It's a great format.
It's so good. Well done, Green Note, again.
Yeah.
You guys done so good.
Absolutely.
It's really nice. All right, yeah. So this is called Burn. Ready? Oh.
What you wanna do, it ain't worth it. You better get your hands on him in the dirt. Yeah, you leave in the shadows of days gone by. When you gonna be the man you wanna be? When you gonna see the world you wanna see? Can't you see? It's not too late to find your feet. Take a look in the mirror, are you living for yourself? Walk right into fire and feel the burn. So you think there's something else you better do? I can see the fire that burns in you, but you leave in the shadows of days gone by. Take a look in the mirror, are you living for yourself? Walk right into fire and feel the burn. See it in you, I can't live it for you, but I'll be right there to catch you if you fall from grace. I see it in you, I can't live it for you, but I'll be right there to catch
I'll tell you what, I could put that on loop and just listen to that for a while. That's beautiful.
Well, saying that, we when we recorded our album on this tiny little farm in Gloucestershire, where my parents live, there was four or five of us in the band, and then we recorded 7 minutes of just jamming around that track.
There you go.
Good 7 minutes.
Yeah.
And then the clarinetist came in, and she just went bonkers on the clarinet, and it was just so much fun.
I don't think all 7 minutes will be making it to the final cut.
Oh God!
But some of them probably will.
I don't know, the extended mix, or
Yeah,
at
the
least the
extended
dance
version.
mix.
Yeah. We're thinking,
Hey.
put it on the end of the album and don't tell anyone about it, and then they'll just be listening in their car, hit it, and be like, "What the?"
But we just told everyone about it now.
Hey, Ford, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How long have you been playing whistle and percussion? And have you ever thought about? Do you play the banjo as well? Because it's just a drum on a stick.
No, I don't play the banjo. We were saying this earlier. Kate's just got it covered, so.
Well, she does well. She sure does.
Yeah.
Why would I learn whistle?
Yeah.
I mean, I love it, but
Yeah. How long have you been playing whistle?
I started playing whistle when I was, I think I was about 12 or 13. So
Man.
maybe like 12 years, something like that.
You do a beautiful job.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Gorgeous.
Yeah.
Both of you.
Thank you very much.
Cool.
Well,
yeah,
I
Joe?
guess I'll
Gonna round it out here, Joe.
I'll round it out, but I'll do
yeah.
my best. George and Frank and Kate and Ford, what an honor to share the stage with you.
That's been
One of
fantastic.
the things about being back to it, being back on the road, is the notion of the joy of the record table, because you never know what folks are going to say to you, and it's pretty cool. A lady came up to I've my stock and trade has been songs about relatives who have gone to heaven, and it's done pretty good for me. But a woman came up to me at the record table a couple of years ago, and she started her conversation with me like this. I said, "What?" She said, "Can you not write a fun song?" And I got a little pouty about it. I said, "Well, yes." And so I started writing different kinds of stuff. And when I write, I don't know if this is the way that y'all wouldn't do it, but something will strike you. You'll hear a name. You'll hear a phrase. And this is a fun. It's actually a fun song, and it's a friend of mine was talking to Doc Watson, and my friend said, "Doc, how are you doing?" And Doc said, "Well, I'm too old to drive the train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow." And I thought, okay, that's got to be a song right there. And if I'm going to do a train song, I guess it should, you kind of have to.
It'd be rude not to.
You got to kind of do that. Yeah, so here we go. I'm too old to drive the train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow. When I was a young man and I was in my prime, I worked on the Katy and the good old Mopac line. I started as a brakeman, buddy, life was fine. But I'm looking in the rear view, all I see is time. I'm too old to drive the train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow. Started making railroad green a long, long time ago. Whether it's a fast train or a freight, winding slow. I'm too old to drive the train, but I love to hear the whistle blow. I worked up to conductor, we would ride all night. Finally get a little sleep just before daylight. Once we sidetracked at a whistle stop to get a little bite. A pretty gal who served the beans became my heart's delight. I'm too old to drive the train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow. Started making railroad green a long, long time ago. Whether it's a highball or a freight, winding slow. I'm too old to drive the train, but I love to hear the whistle blow. Crescent serves New Orleans, Southern serves the South. I'm an engineer for words that felt good in my mouth. I started at the end of steam, but I learned the diesel's worth. I've railroaded long enough to go 10 times around the earth. I am too old to drive this train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow. Started making railroad green a long, long time ago. And whether it's a highball or a freight, winding slow. I'm too old to drive the train, but I love to hear the whistle blow. Now I have a gold watch with my name inscribed within. Feels like I just started, but I know I'm near the end. You might not want to hear it. Here it is, my friend. Your bones will rattle with the clickety-clack on that you can depend. I'm too old to drive the train, but I still love to hear the whistle blow. I started making railroad green a long, long time ago. And whether it's a highball or a freight, winding slow. I'm too old to drive the train, but I love to hear the whistle blow.
Great stuff, Jeff.
Thank you, buddy.
Oh, joy.
That was terrific.
Hey, Emma.
Hi. What a song to end on, too. Woohoo! You were all wonderful. You were. You were all absolutely brilliant.
Thank you.
That was a lot of fun.
So, yeah. Good. I'm glad. That's what we love. So yeah, thank you very much again for a thoroughly lovely show. Viewers, I hope you've all enjoyed this episode just as much as I have. Please do feel free to send the link on to friends or family to watch it again as much as you like. Cook to it, have it in the background, do gardening to it, whatever you like, because the show is going to stay online for everybody to watch for the next 7 days. Awesome. I'm going to ask all the artists a little bit more about what they've been up to lately, but before I do that, I want to remind everybody watching that, as Imi and Risa mentioned earlier, these shows are not ticketed. They're donation based. So if you've been watching and you've enjoyed the show, and I know you will have done, we'd like to ask you to make a donation if you're able to via the PayPal link, which the girls have posted below and in the comments box as well. We suggest a bargainous amount of £10, but whatever you're able to give will be really very much appreciated indeed. Your donation will be divided 4 ways between the 3 artists that you've just watched and to the Green Note for the running cost of these live shows. And as I'm sure you know, your support really does mean a huge deal to us in the current climate, because we're only just starting to kind of wake up and open doors and go on tours and things again. So do dig deep and contribute to that tip jar. You know you want to. So we've come to the bit in the evening where all the artists tell us a bit more about what they've been up to. So George, you were saying that you've got a tour coming up with Jake Blunt and an album out in October. Tell us more.
Yeah, I'm really excited to, throughout this sort of pandemic, I've been a little bit, had a little bit of trepidation about like what's going to happen once things kind of start opening up again, because I had just finished playing with a band that I had been on tour with for a number of years. I kind of stepped away from that, and I was starting to sort of lean out on my own little journey and see what else sort of came up. And that was right when everything started shutting down. And so, a lot of people have established bands or established gigs that they're with that they're kind of looking forward to something happening once they can go back on tour and get back out there. And for me, a little bit of the time, you know, I've been waiting for, you know, the chance to get back on the road, but also not sure what I'm going to be doing when that chance comes. You know what I mean? So so recently, I've been really excited because one of my favorite old-time musicians, Jake Blunt, who put out an amazing album in the middle of the pandemic last year, an album called Spider Tales, which is worth checking out for sure. He is putting together a band to tour that album and called me up to play fiddle. So I'm really excited to be able to sort of look forward to the other side of, you know, of this pandemic or coming out of the pandemic with a lot of touring with him in the second half of the year. So that's going to be the first sort of serious touring that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, in the middle of that, I'm going to be putting out this album that I've been working on for the last year and a bit, and that's coming out on the 29th of October, and a bunch of the tunes we played tonight is on that, and I'm really excited to get that out there, you know, and I'll probably start looking at organizing a little bit of a tour around that under my own name, so we'll see, but yeah.
Lovely. Yeah, actually, there's a note from True North to say that they had a UK tour planned for the George Jackson Band for September 2020, so that they'll be eventually rescheduling that at some point too, so that'll be something good to look forward to.
That'll be really exciting, yeah. Can't wait.
Yeah. And Kate, I know that you have a gig with the Magpies on the 25th of June at the Water Rats, supporting Man the Lifeboats, which is a night that the Green Note are curating. That's very cool. Yeah. And we've also got you at the actual Green Note with Mishra on the 1st of November. And you've also got an album and a single out with both bands, I believe. Tell us more.
It's all a bit chaos, actually. So I don't really know where I'm coming or going sometimes. But yeah, I had my first sort of real-ish gig with the Magpies, because I've only just recently joined them last weekend, I think it was. And that felt really good to be playing with them on stage. And yeah, we released our single, which was the first track I played tonight recently. And then we've got a tour in September as well, all around the UK.
Great.
Yeah, and then Mishra are touring in November for our album, which is out sometime around then as well. And then in between the two of those tours, hopefully I'll be going to Mozambique to make some music with Machume, sort of exploring timbila, how I can sort of play sort of timbila rhythms and sounds on clawhammer banjo, which is going to be exciting but terrifying at the same time.
Sounds amazing.
Yeah, it's all go.
Yeah. Wow. God, you've got a busy time of it planned. Wow.
Yeah.
And Joe, I know that you've got a tour coming up with Compton in August, and you're going to be busy recording a CD as well, and you've got other things on too, online festivals, banjo camp and stuff. Tell us more about all that.
It's going to be an interesting mix for a while of online stuff and in-person stuff. I did my first live show for folks after I got vaccinated. This was May 1st, and I was as excited as if I was playing at Royal Albert Hall. It was so exciting just to play for people in person. And that's not to say that I haven't enjoyed the online stuff. So I'll keep on doing that for a while. I'm teaching an online banjo camp for the Midwest Banjo Camp the first weekend in June. I'm doing Festival of American Fiddle Tunes in July online. April Virch and I have a holiday cheer tour that we do every year, and so we are trying to book a tour. If it doesn't work and we have to do it virtually, she has the perfect last name, because we'll just call it Newberry and Virch-Ewell virtual
Very good.
But we'll do
Get
that.
out of here, Joe.
I know. It was a dad joke. I couldn't resist. So anyway, but she and I are gonna sometime in June record a holiday project. Then Mike Compton and I will do a tour in the Midwest in person. We're playing the Indiana Fiddlers Gathering. But we're just all of us. I think we're just sort of charting it as it comes. And I've always been sort of a jump in the lake, just jump in. And I find myself dipping my toe. I'm being a little bit more cautious than I usually am about stuff like this. But we'll get back there, and we'll take the lessons that we've learned. And my dream would be to cross paths with all of you. And make some music, and that would be great. And again, thank you to Maria at True North Music for supporting us and believing in us, and thanks to the Green Note for doing this. It's I've been watching the shows and a great job, and hopefully we'll all get back to London sometime before too long, and actually play in person. And Emma, thank you. What a gracious host you've been.
Yeah. Oh, bless you. Thanks very much. What a joyous last show people you've been. I've really enjoyed it.
Awesome to be the last one to just be able to squeak it in there, you know.
You did. Just under the wire. So it's been an absolutely brilliant foot stomping show. I've loved it, and I loved the chat as well. It's been really a pleasure. I hope you've all enjoyed yourselves too tonight as well.
Definitely. Absolutely.
Lovely.
It's been great.
So we're going to say goodbye for the last time, and thank you very much to the sublime George Jackson and Frank Evans.
Oh, thank you so much. Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome. Big thanks to Frank here. He's such a great banjo player.
Oh, nice to hear. I was listening to a bunch of you. We were sort of sharing the headphones, so great to hear you all.
Thanks, Frank. It's been our pleasure. Lovely. And a goodbye and a thank you very much to the terrific Kate Griffin and Ford Collier.
Thank you very much, man. It's been great. Yeah. Cheers.
Thank you. Oh, our pleasure. And a goodbye and a thank you very much to the wonderful Joe Newberry.
Emma, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon. You take good care.
Thank you very much. You too.
All right. Bye now.
Bye. It's been a pleasure. Oh, what a lovely show. A great big thank you all, in fact, for joining us tonight on our last show, and a great big thank you to Imi and Risa for putting on these shows throughout this past year and giving us some joy and connectedness and coolness to look forward to twice a week. And thanks very much to Ali for working his tech magic behind the scenes and the sound and camera. You have got no idea what that man has been through at times, but he's managed to pull it out the bag. Thanks so much to all of the people that have been involved in this show, Carl and Oscar and Nick and Christina. Everybody's just been amazing. Please do keep your eyes eyes peeled and out on our website, greennote.co.uk, and on all our social media. We're on Twitter and Instagram. And YouTube as well, for news on all future shows, both hybrid and 3D in person at the Green Note venue, but we also play other venues like the Water Rats and things, but we tell you all about that on our website. Thank you so much for tuning in and supporting the wonderful artists that you've seen on these shows. Keep doing that. Please do donate to the tip jar tonight. They have been so fantastic. They absolutely deserve it. And good night to you all. Thanks again. It's been my privilege to host this for this past year. It's been a lovely thing. We hope to see you in person as soon as possible, or online at our hybrid shows. Lots of love, and we love you. Goodbye.